Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Creek Thrift. My name is Candy if you're new here, and I have a what sold video for you guys today. Actually I don't want to cancel that. I'm going to move over here. So I have had a lot of problems with filming with using a like a webcam that I use to film myself in my little bubbles. So I'm going back to filming on my phone for this video. So hopefully you won't lose me halfway through the video. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys my screen and what sold, and since I don't normally do it this way, it's okay. I'm going to hide this little notice so I don't accidentally stop sharing. But I am hopefully filming. I also don't want to film for an hour and then find out it's not filming. It does say it is sharing, so it should be filming. It's usually got like a little box or something. I'm trying to see. I don't see it there, but we're going to assume it's sharing. So I use this app called Loom, and I don't... Oh yeah, here's the little box. I can't see it because my phone's sitting in the way. I also got one of those little toggles I showed you guys in my last video. So it comes with, when you buy it on TikTok, see, it follows me. It comes with the little toggle that stands on your desk, but it also comes with this like long tripod thing that you can use as like a selfie stick. This thing kind of goes down, which I'm not going to break it trying to do it right now because I just want to leave it as a selfie stick, but like a stand-up stick, I mean, like a tripod style. So I used that when I was filming my like thrift haul video, the last one. So you can go watch that. It was the first time I'd used it. And so this is the first time I'm really trying to use it as a desktop. And so it has this little like round attachment that is like a little bit of a weighted attachment. So you screw the base and then it just follows me. So if I move, it should follow me, which is kind of nice. I think it'll work a lot better for these videos. And then I will just be basically sharing like my what solds this way. So we'll just see how this one goes, and then yeah, we'll go from here. Anyways, always a technical issue with me. I'm still trying to figure that out. But anyways, so I have them all lined up, and there are, I think, about 25 items. This is from April 1st to April 15th. So I'll be sharing all the items that sold in those 15 days and just kind of like where I got it from, how much it sold for, how long it took to sell, that kind of thing. So if you're interested, following along and see what sold. And if you follow my shorts videos, you might have seen some of these. I haven't got through all of them yet. I'm a little bit behind on my shorts. I've actually been trying to like push out a bunch of them because I was still in the month of March like a week ago. So I've been like bumping up my shorts and trying to do a whole bunch of them just to catch up. But yeah, this is the long form video for the people that like or prefer this this sort of a format. Anyways, so the first item that sold is this Faded Glory green puffer vest, size medium, 8 to 10, zip up pockets, fall layering. So I did post this around fall, I think. I'll double check, but it is kind of like that, like it almost looks like plastic bags, like the coloring of it. So it's not really popular as much anymore, but it was this like vintagey item. Now I didn't pay for this. This came out of a donation last summer. So I had zero invested. I decided to post it because, you know, why not? It was free to me. So I posted it August 30th. So yeah, it was right at the end of summer going into fall. So I think I put fall in there. And it was August 30th. I posted to Poshmark and eBay. And so it sold on eBay on April 1st. So it took a while. And the fact that it sold at the end of winter and fall and even spring coming to an end in the next few months. So, but there's a lot of places that are still colder weather at this time of year. And I think it did go to a colder state, if I'm correct. So the buyer paid $12 and shipping and everything. So I did earn a profit of $9.19 off that item. The next item is this Pippa and Julie floral gauze multicolored dual pattern ruffle pinafore dress, size 2T. So it was just a really cute dress, you guys. I think that I got a bunch of like little toddler dresses in a bag sale. I think that's where this one came from. And they are all so cute. I wish, you know, I had a grandbaby, but I wish, you know, when my girls were little, I would have loved this. I marked where there was a little bit of a stain, or not a stain, a snag, excuse me. And I did put that minor material snag, see last photo, so that, you know, it would be notated. So this item came from that bag sale from Kid to Kid, and that was last February, not this year, but last year, 2024. I went to a bag sale, and it was like these red bags, and everything that you could shove into the bag was, the whole bag was $25. So you could get as much as you could into the bag for one price. So I kind of just did an average price per item, just like I do when I go to the bins. So my average price per item that I fit into the bag ended up being $1.57 per item. And I posted it on February 26th to Poshmark and eBay last year, 2024. It took a year to sell, and I still have some of those dresses in there, and they're cute. It's like, I know, probably people aren't really looking up. I probably just need to go back and like do some little bundled lots instead. I think people are more likely to buy a lot of items versus one single item and have to pay shipping on one single item. I know when I was my kids were little, I probably would have only been looking at lots too, which I've thought about doing. So when I go back and do a full inventory reboot, which I really want to do this year, that I might actually lot some of those items up together and then repost them that way. But anyways, back to where we were at. So this item I posted a whole year ago. It finally sold on Poshmark on April 2nd this year. It sold for $11, and I earned a profit of $6.48. So it was not a bad flip. I mean, it was very small, and I'm okay sitting on it, so it's not a big deal to me. The next item is this Polo Ralph Lauren taller shoe, size 6, gray canvas sneaker. I put preppy and then hook and loop for the Velcro straps because you can't write Velcro. But yeah, they have these really cute, that whole like Polo logo on the back heel. And these were sold just before Easter, so I do think that somebody maybe used these for Easter. And the gal that bought them, I went to her profile, and she sells other like little toddler shoes that are all like polos. She must really like the Polo Ralph Lauren stuff. She seems to have a bunch of them for sale, or like she buys them, I think, for her own child, but you know, children outgrow shoes really fast. And then she has posted quite a few of them. So anyways, she had come back at me for multiple times for a offer, and I finally just accepted it. I went back and forth with her several times, but I finally took it. I just wanted it to go to a new home, and as long as I was making some money, I was okay with that. So I did find these at Goodwill March 5th this year. I paid $4.99, and I posted it to Poshmark and eBay on March 26th, and it sold on Poshmark April 3rd. So it wasn't very long on the market. It was only on the market for like a week. And so that's why I was like trying not to take offers, but she kept coming back at me for more and more. And I was like, you know, it's okay. I'm going to make a little bit. It's a quick flip. It's okay. So I sold it for $15, and that gave me a profit of $7.01. Not bad for like a week. And the next item is this raw Own the Now shirt, men's 3XL white tee, and I put royalty, which is kind of spelled funky. If you can see that, RAWYALTY, spell out colorful patches. So it's just a basic white t-shirt, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of like a drop shipping scenario, but these people, I do believe they created, or I don't know if they still, I think they do have a website still, because I was trying to do some research on it, but it's essentially like a streetwear, and I think they were out of like New York somewhere, near New York City, maybe the Bronx, I don't remember, something like that. But I think it's just like a streetwear, and I just thought it had a couple of these really minor, it was in the bins, so it was like there was a few minor spots that I couldn't get out. I just thought it was really cool. It had some, you know, primary color scheme going on, unique vibe, and I was just like, oh, somebody's gonna like this. It took a long time to sell. So this item I did get at the bins, like I stated, way back in November 10th of 2023. My average cost that day was $1.27 per item, and I posted it on December 4th of 2023, so it sat for over a year. It finally sold on eBay on April 3rd, and it sold for $19.99 purchase price. And so after, you know, after my initial investment and sales fees, I earned a profit of $14.87. So, I mean, it sat for a while, but I did make more than the little shoes I just flipped. So, I mean, I don't mind. Like, if I go to the bins, I'm going to pick up a bunch of stuff, and some of it's going to sit for a while, which I'm totally fine with. Like, this is probably another one of those items. And then I'll make a little bit of money down the road. So, I'm okay with investing for the long haul, if that makes sense. But my bins trips have to be bigger trips because of how far the bins are at from my house. I can't go like on a day-to-day basis, which I would love to, but I am not moving, and I highly doubt they will ever put a bins next to me. That will be a very, very long time from now. So this is universal thread striped short sleeve button down women's large shirt, and I put autumn. It just kind of gave me the autumn vibe. I don't know why, but it just kind of, it was just the colorway with the beiges, the tans, the burnt orange, kind of salmon colors, that sort of thing. And it was just this nice light, I think the material, let me see, I probably wrote it. Let's see, where did I put it? It was rayon. That's what I thought. So this was like that flowy, kind of like lightweight, like flowy rayon material. So it felt really nice, and it was in very good condition. It was just a little bit minor normal wear, wash wear. So I just picked it up because it seemed like it was just one of those shirts that would do good. But it did sit for a little while. I picked it up at the bins in June 29th of 24. So not even a year ago. And my average cost that day was $2.18 per item. I posted it to Poshmark and eBay, of course, on August 16th. Last year, and it sold on April 3rd on eBay this year for $16. So I did earn $10.56 for that item. And the next item is 2 by Vince Camuto, women's shorts, linen cotton stripe pleated, and these were a size 6. Very cute. I thought the style was fun. I liked like the alternating stripes that weren't all in the same direction. It just kind of gave it a nice, like, almost like a coastal vibe. And there's the tag, the label, where it says 2 by Vince Camuto. And so that's why I put 28-6 because it was, or /6, because it was on the tag too for the sizing, just in case somebody was looking for 28 instead of 6. And these were 55% linen. I probably should have played more into that. I'm sure I put it in the thing, but these were a linen cotton mix. So yeah, I did write it in here, down here. That would have maybe been a nice thing to put. Oh, I did put it up here. Linen cotton. Okay. I was thinking I didn't for some reason. But anyways, so this item I did get from, let's see, I'm trying to see past my phone, the Goodwill bins, and I got it from December 27th of 23. My average cost that day was $1 per item. I was on a big, like, I wanted to go to the bins so bad. It was like November I went to the one in Houston, and then in December of that year, 23, I went to the one in Waco. So this would have been the Waco trip. And I got a lot of items. That's why it made it $1 per item. But I had bags and bags and bags of stuff. And that was right when I started doing my YouTube channel. So if you go back and watch like the first few videos I made, this is probably one of those items. But anyways, I posted this to Poshmark and eBay in August of 24. So even though I went and picked it up at the bins December 27th of 23, I didn't actually get it posted until August of 24. And so, I mean, it took 8 months to get it posted, which is crazy. And I finally got it posted, and it was at the end of summer, so it did wait. And now going into the next season, it finally sold. It sold on eBay on April 4th, and it sold for $12.60. And I made a profit of $8.77. And I'm really happy to see it go, just because I feel like I've had them forever, even though they really haven't been posted for that long. I think our garbage guy is going by. Yeah, probably. He didn't come earlier. Usually they come in the morning, but they didn't come this morning. So I was just going to say something, and now I forgot what I was going to say because the garbage guy distracted me. Okay, we'll go back to that if I think of it. The next item is Woolrich Men's Extra Extra Large Windproof Raincoat Jacket, red, black. I put Gorpcore and Outdoor. And it is the Woolrich brand. So I thought, oh, that's a really good brand. It's a good size jacket. It was, 2XL, which is really good sized. It had lots of pockets going for it. And it had like the full like flaps over everything, so it would be like waterproof, so if you're outside hiking or whatever. I just thought it had a lot going for it. It even had the like inside pull cinch straps and everything. So I thought this was a really nice jacket, so I went ahead and picked it up at Goodwill on January 24th this year, and I did pay up. I paid $12.99. So I did think, it might go for a little bit more, and it did. It did go for more than what I normally get stuff sold for. But I posted it February 11th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay April 5th. It sold for $34. So I did earn a profit of $14.75. So if you find this kind of item at like the bins where your cost of goods are like $2, you'll definitely earn a lot more than what I earned when I had a really high cost of goods. So I always try to be like more conscious, and I just knew that I could still sell it and make some money, so I went ahead and picked it up. But definitely would be better if you can get it for a lower cost in the first place, of course. The next item is this free assembly black denim jean shorts with tags, size 14, rolled cuff, high rise. I think these are a Walmart brand. This is a Walmart brand, I think. I'm not sure, but my daughter had these in her closet basically and never wore them. And then she moved and went to college and left them behind. And she had a bunch of stuff in a bag, and she was like, you can go through that bag with me on FaceTime. And so we went through like everything and pulled everything out of the bag, and I like sorted out like stuff she wanted to keep. That was like definite stuff she wants me to still ship to her. And then the items that she said she didn't want anymore, I went through those and pulled out a few items that I would go ahead and just try listing. And then the rest of it got donated. But this was one of those items. So I had zero cost of goods. I didn't go source this item. I just had it. So I had zero invested. I posted it January 4th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on Poshmark on April 5th for $10. And I earned a profit of $7.05. And they get to go to somebody who will use them. The next item is this Pearl Izumi women's extra large cycling jersey, white, blue, short sleeve, zipper, and I put asterisks and I put stained because I wanted to make sure somebody saw that it was stained. So please look at the photos and please read the description, which I did put down here. This item is stained in multiple spots, multiple photos showing these spots, lots of life left. So like the quality, like the whole actual uniform or jersey is just fine. It zips, there's no holes, there's nothing else wrong with it, there's just some staining going on. And somebody's going to be using this to practice cycling, be outside. It's white, like, so yeah, you can kind of see there's like a yellowing. I pointed it out in some of them, this yellowing stain that I couldn't get out, but maybe somebody can get it out. I don't know. But there was multiple spots across this. It was still an interesting jersey. This was the first time I came across Pearl Izumi and ever even tried selling something like this. So I was curious to try it out and just see how it would go. I had done the research when I was like in the store, and generally Pearl Izumi is an okay item to pick up if you can get it for a good price. So I got this at Goodwill on August 17th, and my cost was $3.99. I did think I would get a little bit more, but then it was the stains, so then I wasn't sure. But I posted it on September 6th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on Poshmark April 6th for $11, and that gave me a profit of $4. So not a great profit, but I did earn $4.06 back, and I was happy to see it go. The next item is also another item that's just whatever. I was thinking, I don't know, but it's No Boundaries pajama top owl Christmas holiday XL plus a penguin fleece pant size medium. I had these posted separately, and then right around Christmas time, I went and lotted them together because I figured somebody can kind of wear the shirt as like a baggier shirt and then go with some pants. They didn't exactly match, but they had the whole like red, black, and white theme going on. So I just lotted them together, hoping somebody would pick it up as like a little cozy pajama set. I posted, let's see. Well, I did get the owl sweatshirt from Goodwill, and I had paid $3.99 November 6th of 2022. This was way back when I was like just starting to dabble in reselling. It was November, it was right before Christmas. Christmas was on my mind, and I came across this no boundaries. So it was just a fun sweatshirt. It was kind of like an inside out, where it's kind of like a fleece on the outside, really soft. It just felt really cozy, and then it had the fun owls, and I was like, oh, somebody's gonna like this. But yeah, obviously I know not to pick that up now, but it was back then when I was still learning, kind of like, now I wouldn't pick that up. But I paid $3.99. The pants, I'm pretty sure, came out of my daughter's closet, so I'm pretty sure I did not ever have anything invested in these pants. I might be wrong, but it was also before I took a lot of comprehensive notes like I do now about where I bought stuff from and how much I paid for it. So yeah. Anyways, so I did bundle it up, hoping it would sell. It didn't sell at Christmas time, but it did finally sell April 6th, and it sold for $7.64. So I made a profit of $1.05. It's probably the worst one out of the month, but I'm so happy to see it out of my closet. I definitely won't be picking stuff up like that anymore. Now, if I go to the bins and I find like a fleece pajama pants that have a really cool print or design, I might still pick them up. But at the bins, I don't really care because it's just going to help my cost of goods go down per item. And then if I think I can sell it for 10 or 15 bucks, then I probably would pick something like that up. I don't think I'd ever pick up that owl sweatshirt again, especially not at $3.99. So be very careful if you're out there, if you're like me and if you are kind of in the beginning stages. Like I've been doing it for a few years now. I'm starting to get better. I've noticed that especially this month, I'm starting to notice that some of my more recent pickups are selling in higher cost of goods. So I feel like I'm actually progressing in my learning, which is really good. The next item is Hudson Jeans Vintage Women's Blue Signature and Boot Cut. So I've had these forever. I want to say it was from the original donation, so I'll check that in a moment. But I have literally had these posted for so long, and I had a lady send me an offer, and so I went in and just accepted the offer because I wanted to see them gone. Also, I think they were a little bit taller. It's kind of funny because like I didn't even put the size here. This is probably why it took so long to sell. Like this is way back. Like I did take some new photos hanging up, so I'm surprised I didn't put like a size on here. So now I'm like questioning my own self. Maybe it's just because it was on Poshmark, and Poshmark it's got the size and like I don't know what I was thinking. So yeah, this came out of that original donation. It was a size 29, so I could have tried switching it to US size, and that might have helped it sell faster also. So things like that are something that I would start to think about now, now that I've been doing this for a bit longer. But yeah. So 0 invested. I had nothing invested at least, so that's good. And I did post this originally to Poshmark August 31st of 22. That's how long ago I posted it on Poshmark. But I did update the photos at one point because when I started reselling, everything was laid on the floor on a blanket, and I took pictures, but it was hurting my back. And so I started doing like the photos hanging up on a hook on the wall. And so you can see by the photos on this listing that I took this item and I hung it up and took photos and then redid it my listing. I would have delisted and then relisted it with the new photos. So at some point I did do that. I'm not sure exactly when. It could have been January 3rd of 24 because I only posted it to Poshmark in 22 and I finally posted it to eBay January 3rd of 24. So that could have been when I did do that. Or it could have been after that. I don't really remember, but because I don't keep track of when I like delist and relist items. But this item finally sold on Poshmark, and it sold on April 7th for $20, and that gave me a profit of $16, even though it took forever. I was so glad to see it go. It's been out of my closet. The next item is this vintage 1999 original Cudi Build-A-Bug kids game, Milton Bradley replacement parts is what I put, because it didn't come with the box, but I did have this part of it, this like board, and then it didn't have all of the pieces there because I did build it up and it was missing a couple of pieces. So, and I have some pictures showing like, oh, there was a dice that it came with. So like it had most of the parts, just not all of the parts. Like here you can see it's missing eyeballs. So I went ahead and just did replacement parts for anybody out there that needed, or if they just like, you know, a teacher might want it for their classroom or something. So I always, you know, if I see stuff like that, sometimes I'll pick it up. This one, it came out of the Goodwill bins, which is where I would normally pick that up at if I see it at the Goodwill bins, and I can just throw it in my cart because I know that some items you can use like that. I got this June 29th last year when I was there, so my average cost per item was $2.18, and I posted it on eBay only. I did not post it to Poshmark. But eBay, I posted it December 19th of 24, and it sold on eBay on April 7th. So it took for about 3 to 4 months. And it sold for $12.99. So I earned a profit of $7.69. So those to me, I just feel like if I'm going to the bins and stuff and I get it posted eventually, it'll just be like a filler item. Like it'll help make a little bit more money for that month. So I'm totally fine doing that. I just have to find the time to post it. The next item is True Luxe Jeans Pastel Mint Green Waffle Knit Top, Women's Extra Large and V-neck. And I really liked this item. I tried to wear it, you guys. It just didn't fit. I am very blessed in the bosom area and I am not happy with it. I would love to get surgery and remove some of that. But sadly it wouldn't fit, so I did decide to go ahead and post it, and I knew that if it didn't fit me, it looked like it could fit me, but yeah, if it wasn't for my boobs so, then I would be good to go. But yeah, it is that really fun waffle knit that was really popular for the last few years in a really pretty mint green, and I just really loved it. So somebody out there is getting to use it. It was an extra large. I got it at Goodwill December 28th last year, and I paid $3.50. Posted it to Poshmark and eBay on February 4th. And it finally sold on Poshmark on April 8th. So I guess it just took 2 months. I say finally. It took 2 months. Which wasn't bad. I feel like I posted it a lot longer, I feel like I posted it last year, but I guess I only posted it in February. And I was thinking it would sell for like St. Patrick's Day, but guess not. Anyways, so it sold on April 8th on Poshmark for $14, which gave me a profit of $7.55. Okay, on to the next item. So the next item is Draper James, and it's this women's 1X pajama lounge pants, gingham, plaid, blue, and white, pull on. That's what I put. And it was just this really fun plaid, like that picnic plaid gingham, which is really popular this year, I guess, the gingham. So I thought, you know, they just looked very preppy, country core style vibes, and they were 100% cotton, and it was like a thick cotton quality material, and just a really fun classic pattern that I figured somebody would want, and they were a 1X. So all those factors I decided to create that it would eventually sell. And so I did find it at the bins. So again, if I find something like this at the bins, I'll probably pick it up. I got it on June 29th last year, so my $2.18 average cost. And then I posted it August 28th to Poshmark, eBay, and I did post it on October 4th last year on Depop. And it sold on Poshmark on April 9th for $19. And I earned a profit of $13.02. So I didn't think that was a bad flip. Better than most of mine. My average flips. They're getting better. They're slowly getting better. You'll see that as I get through the rest of this month. Like, I don't think you'll see it all on this one, but there's a few items here. But as it gets into the end of the month, I think there's a few more that I've picked up that were pretty good flips too. So the next one is Torrid. It's a women's plus size 6X or 6X. Yeah, like a 6X. It was Torrid size 6, which is essentially 6X. It's a floral print. I put gauze, lace-up, mini, skater dress, blue, and tan. So it had all of those features going. Here's kind of what it's supposed to look like on. It's super cute. I liked it, but it was too big for me. It also had some flaws, which I'll show you, but it was just a really fun, nice, pretty floral pattern, and it had the tassels. Oh, and then I put another photo of the back here. The sleeves kind of had that, like, almost like a little bit of a flowy sleeve in a way. It's not really a bell. I guess it kind of is like a bell sleeve. Anyways, it was lined and rayon with a polyester lining. And so here's where you get to this spot where I say there's flaws. Basically, there was the color, the dyes of the material were kind of bleeding out onto the other colors. So I took a few photos just to show that, you know, hey, this is like, it's got some like transference of the dyes going on in the material on different spots. But yeah, anyways, it was a fun one. I knew based on the size, I know Torrid doesn't sell great, but it was a fun one. I decided to pick it up because I really liked the print and everything that was going along with it. So anyways, I got this item at Goodwill on November 6th of 24 last year, and I paid $5. Posted it on December 16th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay April 9th for $24.99. So I earned a profit of $15.34. And I do think some of those larger Torrid items will sell eventually, because they're harder to find. You don't find size 6 very often, so it's nice if you can, especially with Torrid. Like, I really like Torrid. I wear some of the Torrid clothes. I love some of them, not all of them, but I do go through that store when I go to the mall, and I'll look at, especially at their clearance items and stuff, I'll go through and see what they have in my size, so I know some people say it's not a great, but I think it's a pretty popular still for plus size people, because they have a lot of fun clothes. And so I wouldn't dismiss it completely personally, but just be a little bit pickier with which items you're picking up and know that they might sit for a little while. The next item is this Land's End button-down camp shirt, women's size 12. White, colorful fruit summer picnic are all the keywords I used on the title. So here's the logo, Land's End 12, and it says no iron Supima, which I thought was pretty cool. But anyways, it has the flap that covers the buttons, but it was basically a button up, and it had a lot of this. It's like this fun fruit, like watermelons and pineapple, lemons, strawberry, kiwi. Like, it was just a really fun, colorful, novelty kind of print shirt. And it's 100% Supima cotton. So it's just really cool. I thought it would be a fun one to sell, and I was right. So that item I picked up at Goodwill December 28th last year, and I only paid $3.20. I think it was half price maybe. And I posted it on January 28th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on eBay April 10th. So it took about, 2.5 months or so. And it sold for $23.99. I earned a profit of $16.32. And I think going into spring and summer was perfect timing. That really helped it sell quickly. The next item is one that I just recently picked up. Oh my gosh, you guys. I worked this morning, and this is why my videos take so long to come out, because I work all day and I'm so tired. By the time I get off work, I just want to go take a nap. I don't want to do anything else. But I was like, I've been meaning to make this video for what is today? The 25th. I've been meaning to make this video for 10 days. I'm finally forcing myself to sit down and film, which I really want to. I like actually filming this. I love putting the videos out. It's not that I don't like doing it. It's easier on Saturdays or if I get off work early, but usually when I need to film is when I get off work, and I work at 6 in the morning and I get off at 2:30. So usually by the time I get off, I'm so tired. Anyways, so this item is Lululemon size 12 fasten free high rise tight 28-inch earth brown camo. I put the little code on here, so if somebody has the specific item they wanted, they could find it. But this one was a fairly new style, I think, that they came out with. I don't remember. I didn't look up the year, I don't think, but It's still fairly new. And it was just, you know, Lululemon leggings, camo brown color, but the fast and free, and it was called Earth Brown Camo. So anyways, and it was size 12, so it was a decent size too. So this item I actually just got at the Goodwill grand opening, March 28th, the one that opened right near me, like 30 minutes from my house. So I'm so excited they're open there. And I've been finding some decent items when I go, which is pretty cool. So this item, they have pants at $6.59, so it's a little bit higher. If it was at the bins, it would be amazing because they're so lightweight, but $6.59, but I figured I will still be able to make money back. And I posted it on Poshmark and eBay April 8th. It sold on Poshmark April 10th, so 2 days, and it sold for $35. I made a profit of $21.41. So again, if you find that at the bins, you'll make more money. Just happens to be that I paid $6.59 for leggings. But I knew they would sell. The next item is Isabel Maternity Black Jumper, women's XXL, and I put shirred, sleeveless, wide leg, and new. So this item, you can see how it's supposed to look on the model here. And then here's the item I had. Usually I cut off that. It's kind of funny, actually. So this is my daughter's old room. But anyway, well, it's her room, but she's at college. But I no longer take my photos in that spot anymore because there's a dresser in front of it now. So I had to move where I was taking photos at. So some of my photo backgrounds were lighter like this, and now some are darker, a darker gray. Eventually, I'm gonna be able to take photos in my office here. When we redo it, I'm gonna have a wall, and it will be like a very light, almost like a really light pink. Almost like white, but with a very hint of pink. I'm thinking about doing my walls that color, so it will be that color of a background instead, which I think will be a lot better for a background. But anyways, so this was new with tags, as you can see, and it was just, as you saw on the pictures, just a basic jumpsuit romper. And that was a maternity one. Here I go yawning again. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm gonna keep yawning all the way through this video. Okay, so Isabel Maternity, I got this at the Goodwill bins, and it was new with tags, and I got it on that June 29th last year. So my average cost of $2.18. Again, I had a lot of items from that sale come through, or from that thrift haul come through. And this one I posted August 13th last year, and it sold on April 12th on Poshmark for $23, and I earned $16.22. So I thought that was also a good flip. So as you can see, when you only have a $2 cost of goods, it does make your overall amount that you earn back better. This was Horn Legend Men's XL set of 2 striped golf performance polo shirts, and I put nautical and sport on them because nautical because they're blue and white, and sport because, you know, golfers. So they're just basic, that performance, luxury performance. And I did just get these 2 shirts also, as you can see. Anyway, so they're just striped. They're just like different colors of blue and white in the striped pattern. So this was from the Goodwill grand opening, March 28th. And my price for both of these shirts was a total of $9.18. So it was like $4 and like 59 cents, I think it was. $4.59 per shirt. And I posted it on April 7th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on April 12th. So it did not take very long. It sold on eBay, and it sold for $30. I just bundled them together and sold them as a lot since it was the same size. I did earn a profit of $15.41. The next item is this Notations red, white, striped ruffle hem shift dress, sleeveless, size XXL or 2X. And this item, I think I picked up at the bins, and I will check here in a minute. But it was just interesting. It had like that same, almost like that performance, like that really stretchy performance material. It kind of had like that silky, smooth feel to it. But yeah, it was just a fun kind of colorway. I thought somebody out there might like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's a great brand or anything. I don't know anything about the brand, but I did get it at the bins. That's what I thought. I picked it up at the bins December 27th of 23, and that was my average cost of $1 per item. So picking stuff like this up and letting it sit for a while, but it brought my average cost per item down, which I like to see. And I posted it January 10th of 24 to Poshmark and eBay. It sold finally on eBay. It took a year and 3 months, but it sold April 13th for $15, and I made a profit of $10.95. And the next item is this Sonoma Southwestern long sleeve button ivory cream pastel shirt, size XL. So again, this item came from that same exact bins trip in December of 23, the one I just told you about, where my average cost was $1 per item. So I had 2 sales back to back from that particular trip. So that's why I don't mind picking up a lot of things, because I just earned, you know, I earned some extra money this month because of that trip. So I don't mind. I thought this was a really cool, like, I thought it was a really pretty, look at the colors on that. It's so pretty. It was like a cream off-white base color. And then it had these fun, like, stripes, but they were in these multiple different colors, kind of pastel looking. But yeah, it was just a really pretty shirt. And I thought somebody out there is going to like this. So I have no idea what I just clicked that. Okay. So this is just super basic. And I don't think, oh yeah, it was 100% cotton. I was going to say, I don't think it was linen, but it is 100% cotton. So that's always fun. But yeah. And then were the buttons, I was showing the buttons there. Let me see. Oh no, they're just plain. I was thinking if they were like that mother of pearl, but they're not. So anyways, I don't think Western South Texas. I just read my thing. I don't even know what I was putting there. Western, maybe. I think I forgot the N on Western, which probably could have helped it sell if I had put the N there. But anyways, it finally got noticed and somebody finally bought it, and I got it sold. So it was $1 per item. I posted it January 8th of 24, so basically over a year again. Just almost identical. I only posted it 2 days before that dress, the red dress. And it sold on Poshmark for $10. It sold on April 13th for $10. I earned $6.05. So basically I earned $10.95 and I earned $6.05. So that's like $17 right there that I earned from that trip this month, which is really cool. It's cool that I can still be making a little bit here and there from just these smaller, not as high quality items. Now, is it more busy work? Yes. In the long run, I probably won't do as many smaller items as I develop my skills and learn how to pick up better quality items and like what items will sell for more. And yeah, that's just stuff that takes years to develop, and I'm getting there. I can definitely tell I've improved since then. But yeah, I still might pick stuff up and, you know, may still sell for $6. I'm okay with that. Like I said, the next item is Lululemon. Just making sure. Lululemon Men's XL Bowline Chino Canvas Shorts, Red Clay Earth Dye. And this is kind of what they're supposed to look like on the model. And then this is what my item looks like. So yeah, I found these. I was really excited to find them. They were in excellent condition. And it was a size XL, which I said that already. But yeah, exactly just like on the model. It has like the little Lululemon sewn on tag. This is a newer item, I do believe, a newer one of their styles. So this one I got at Goodwill on March 5th, and I found it on the new rack, so I was really excited. And I paid $4. I posted it on Poshmark and eBay March 31st, and it sold on Poshmark April 14th. So it took about 2 weeks and sold for $27, and I made $17.60. The next item is this Old Navy flowy tunic high-low hem tank top, black with silver bling, size L or large. And it just had these like little silver, you can kind of see, but they're like almost like little gems, if you can see that, that were like, you know, those like little blings that you can like attach to clothes. That's basically what it is. But it was just on the front. It was a really nice, flowy, longer length tunic top, tank top. and I thought somebody would really like that. 100% rayon, it says. So anyways, so that item actually got from a donation, so I had zero invested, but I did go ahead and post it a long time ago. That was the original donation. I got that posted July of 2022 on Poshmark, and I finally posted it to eBay last year, March 29th of 24, and it took another year, and it finally sold on eBay April 14th, and it sold for $8, and I earned a profit of $5.91 after all that time. I'm really happy to see that one go out of my closet, but every time I would pull it out, I'd be like, well, somebody's going to want this eventually. I was right about that. The next item is Corvette Racing men's medium polo shirt, embroidered black, yellow, and I put auto and car. And as you can see, it was just this really fun shirt. It had the Corvette logo here. I'll get you a close-up of that. Here's the logo. I just saw this in the store and I was like, this is really cool. I think somebody's going to want to buy this. I went ahead and grabbed it. It was polyester, 100%. And on the sleeve, it had this like embroidered, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be, but it was really cool. So yeah, so it's just like a basic guy shirt, but fun. And I got this from Goodwill on February 17th this year, and I paid $5.99. So I posted it March 12th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on eBay on April 15th, and it sold for $22.50. That gave me a profit of $12.30. And I'd much rather be making like a 10+ sale, like profit price than a $5 profit price, but we'll take what we can get. So the next item is this velvet heart button-down shirt, women's small blouse, polka dot, and I put autumn, orange, and fall because that's definitely the vibes it gets. It's like that pumpkin spice color. That's really what it looks like. I don't know where this brand comes from. It's just like a plain boutique brand, I think, but maybe it's sold somewhere specific. I'm not really sure. But yeah, it was a very nice, very pretty shirt, blouse. Nothing wrong with it. I think it was new without tags. You can see it has like the little like tag thing on it. Yeah, it must have been new without tags. I don't remember. I must have put new without tags on this. I've had this for so long, I don't even remember. Let's see. So this came from the original donation. Again, it was like one of those not items that I would have picked up, but if I had it, obviously it was new without tags. So I had zero invested. I posted it way back August 27th of 22 on Poshmark. And then I posted it on eBay December 13th of 23. So a whole year later, it got put on eBay. And I never put it on Depop, so I'll NA that. And it sold on eBay finally on April 15th of 25, and it sold for $15.98, and I earned a profit of $12.69. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad flip, but I didn't go buy it. But yeah. And then the last item for this video, you guys, is this item that I just purchased and just sold. And it's a vintage Texas Tech University by Sahara windbreaker jacket, size large, full zip, and I put 90s and retro on here. And I just saw this at the Goodwill grand opening, and they had a lot of Texas Tech stuff, and that's where my daughter goes to school. So of course it caught my attention, and I really thought the vintage vibe going on with this jacket was so cool. So I went ahead and picked it up to see if I could resell it. It was very popular. 100% nylon shell. The lining was a polyester cotton mix. And then I did get like a close-up. You can see that like the zipper pull is a little worn, but you know, it is aged. And then after I got home, I noticed that right here on the shoulder, it wasn't a rip, but it was kind of like fraying a little bit, which is kind of interesting. So it was kind of like it was starting to pull apart, but I went ahead and disclosed that. I got a good picture of it to share, you know, what it looked like. But as you can see, just looking at it from this distance, you wouldn't even notice that. It just blended right in. So anyways, this item I got at the Goodwill grand opening, and I paid $6.59, and I posted it on April 9th on Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay April 15th, so about a week, and it sold for $40 anyways, and I earned a profit of $26.37, and it's off to its new home. If this is your guys' order, if any of these were your orders and you follow me on here, thank you so much. I don't know if I have people that are buying stuff from me that watch these videos, probably not. But if you are, let me know, because I wouldn't know. But yeah, nobody's mentioned it anyways. But yeah, so that's it for this video, you guys. So I'll give you my total. So far this month, I have invested in the items that I sold, of course, not all of my items, but the let's try that again. In the items that I have sold out of this month, I had invested $84.57. My total gross, meaning like the amount that the buyer paid for all of these items, was about $592. And then of course I have taxes and then Poshmark fees, well, platform fees I should put, and shipping fees. And so my net profit for half the month is $295.43. So that's actually on track to being better than my normal average, which is really good. It means that I'm working my way into a better price, like a better total month end. So I'm really happy. Aspen keeps walking through here, distracting me. But anyways, so that's pretty cool. And I'm really happy to, why do you keep going through? Anyway, so I'm really happy to see this this month's total. I'm really excited to see what ends up being my total at the end of the month. And right now it's the 25th, so we're getting really close. It has been a day. I haven't had any orders today, you guys. I had a bunch on the weekend. I did ship out 2 this morning, so I had a couple yesterday. But I haven't had any orders today, so we'll see if I get another an order before the end of the day. But I feel like I've been doing pretty good so far this month, and I am getting better at picking items out at the store. So I feel like by the end of this year, 2025, that I'll be getting better at earning more. I've also been a lot more consistent in posting. I'm trying to get at least 3 a day, if not more. And I did really good a few weeks ago. I got posted drafts for about like 15 items. And it was really helpful when I had a day where I just didn't feel like doing it, or I was working on other stuff around the house and I didn't have time to do a posting. But it was really convenient when I could just pop on and hit post. So I am going to be working on doing a lot more drafts and building up drafts, so that way I can have 3 a day, and then I wouldn't have to I'm just really excited about that. So I'm going to try and get that kind of as part of my business model, is just to have drafts built up. So that's something that I would suggest doing if you're new, is try to give yourself a amount that you want to get posted every day, whether it's 1 a day, 5 a day, 10 a day, if you have more time than me, and then maybe build up a draft bank, so that way you have stuff ready to go. But you don't want to have too many drafts, because I've heard that eBay will eventually like cut them out, so they'll like delete them. So you want to have only drafts for like maybe a few weeks out, so you're not like having too many, I guess. I'm not sure. Anyways, but I think I'm at a point where I don't have a huge like death pile or anything like that, which is really nice. I've been being able to like kind of maintain my purchasing. I have gone and I have another couple bags to share. Which I have not filmed that because I'm still working on posting the items I shared last time. So I'm trying to be really careful about that. So I'm going slow. I'm trying to get through and post the items before I do another one. So those thrift haul videos are kind of like based on when I'm ready to get them hung up and ready to get them posted. So yeah. Anyways, so I'm working through my last haul video, and I probably will be filming another one in the next, I'm going to say a week, because I don't know that I'm going to get to it this weekend, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go, because I'm just going to keep rambling, because I'm tired. When I'm tired, I talk a lot. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, thank you. If you stuck around this whole entire video, thank you. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next video, and bye. It was really nice seeing everybody. I'm going to try and stop both videos at the same time. I gotta figure out where it is. Okay, there we go. Bye.